tearing the city apart. Some heroes try to stop him, but get whooped instantly. We then see a man watching this on the news, and he decides he'll help. As he steps into the sunlight, we get one of the coolest walkout moments ever. Ladies and gentlemen, this bald head is Saitama, the One-Punch Man himself. Saitama heads over to Purple Piccolo and saves a little girl's life. He then tells Yard Sale Piccolo his backstory. Saitama is a hero for fun. Yeah, not the most inspiring message. Purple Piccolo here hears this and loses his mind. He says that is a pathetic backstory and starts waffling about his own, growing into an even bigger monster as he does. Seeing this, Saitama winds up a punch and completely obliterates him. Wow! As the dust settles, Saitama realizes he's defeated yet another enemy in one hit, and he screams in frustration. You might think that's weird, but you'll understand soon enough. You see, just 3 years ago, Saitama was your average guy, a fresh college grad. He was getting interviews everywhere and getting rejected everywhere too. One day, after getting rejected from an interview, he runs into a crab monster. This guy ate too many crabs, so he turned into one. That's the kind of rules this world operates on. Anyway, Saitama wasn't scared of Crab Guy, so he spared Saitama's life, saying he was looking for a big-chinned kid anyway. On his way home, Saitama runs into the big-chinned kid and realizes the brat's life is in danger, so Saitama risks his life to save the kid. Saitama then stands up to the crab monster, saying he wanted to be a hero when he was a kid. The crab monster laughs and whoops Saitama around, until Saitama uses his tie to give the crab a brutal end. Yeesh. 3 years later, Saitama has done it. He trained so hard his hair fell off, and he's become an unbeatable hero, just like he wanted to. And yet, something is missing. Anyway, Saitama is doing his groceries when a monstrosity straight out of Attack on Titan starts destroying the entire city. Turns out some mad scientist came up with Titan formula and gave it to his younger brother. Together, they plan to take over the entire world. The older brother starts planning the takeover, standing on his brother's right shoulder, while the younger is just happy with how strong he's become. That's when they realize they have a problem. Saitama is standing on the left shoulder. The scientist asks his brother to destroy Saitama, only for the bozo to pick the wrong shoulder and crush his brother instead. Yikes. Titan Bro immediately goes into grieving and decides to take his anger out on Saitama. He slams the golden Baldy through a building before jumping on him and punching him so many times it makes a crater. Good God. Afterwards, the younger bro says he's the strongest, but so what? And that's when Saitama jumps out of the crater. He agrees with the Titan before destroying it with just one punch. Wow. As it goes down, Saitama tells us the most depressing truth. Having insane, overwhelming strength is actually pretty boring. Damn. On his way home, Saitama thinks about his journey. Sure, he has all the power he ever wanted, but he doesn't feel emotions anymore. Anger, happiness, relief, he's out of touch with them all. Even though he can take monsters out with a single punch, it doesn't feel like crime is going down anytime soon. Still, as long as he gets a kick out of it, Saitama is okay with being a hero. The next day, Saitama wakes up to an unpleasant surprise, a hand grabbing him through the wall and punching him into the streets. That's where he meets his next adversaries. They're called the subterraneans, a bunch of ugly underground creatures, and they're here to take over the surface. They then say no one has ever survived their punches, and Saitama says they have that in common. Badass. The fight begins, and I mean, just look at this. Incredible animation, incredible choreography, as Saitama whoops the subterraneans in the coolest way possible. They're putting up a fight though. This is the first time in years Saitama has been challenged, and he's loving every second of it. After taking out all the subterraneans, Saitama stands breathless in the rain. This is the feeling he's been chasing for so long. And when the subterranean king shows up, Saitama is ready to throw hands, only for the alarm to wake him up. Yeah, the whole thing was a dream. Saitama just goes outside to fight the real subterraneans, only to see their total wimps. Saitama just sighs and accepts it. He's become too strong. But as we'll see, there's still plenty for the strong to learn. The next episode starts with Saitama watering his cactus, while the news is giving him some bad news. Apparently, there's a huge outbreak of mosquitoes, and they're headed straight for City Z, aka where Saitama lives. Speaking of mosquitoes, one of them starts annoying Saitama, and we see how even a superpowered freak has issues getting rid of a single mosquito. Meanwhile, we see a very good-looking cyborg staring at the swarm of mosquitoes, and he means business. Elsewhere, some guy is robbing a store when he suddenly gets swarmed by mosquitoes. They suck every last drop of blood out of the guy, leaving him drier than my DMs. We then see who's controlling the mosquitoes, a weird mosquito lady that is making me question my beliefs. Ugh. Anyway, Mosquito Lady is gathering blood from every living being she can using the mosquitoes. Unfortunately, the cyborg we saw earlier isn't a big fan of this plan. His name is Genos, and he's him. Genos attacks Mosquito Lady and their fight begins. They start going back and forth, and they're pretty evenly matched, with both of them being insanely powerful. Mosquito Lady tears off one of Genos' arms, but he takes both of her legs. Mosquito Lady realizes she's in trouble, so she calls mosquitoes from all around to feed her blood. Genos is about to attack the entire swarm when Saitama shows up, chasing his own mosquito. Genos tries getting Saitama to evacuate, but before he can, the mosquitoes drop down and swarm the city. That's goddamn horrifying. But the mosquitoes being grouped together make them an easy target for Genos, who blasts them all in one shot. Cool. Genos then realizes Saitama was unharmed by the blast. He just lost his clothes. But Genos doesn't have time to think about that, because Mosquito Lady is still alive. Not only that, but she's leveled up. She's way stronger than him now. Mosquito Lady begins attacking Genos, juggling him in the air with ease. Genos realizes he's messed up and has no way to win, so he chooses to self-destruct, hoping to take out Mosquito Lady with him. But before he does, Saitama slaps Mosquito Lady, making her explode in one hit. Saitama just smiles because, yeah, mosquitoes suck. Genos is shocked and knows what he has to do. He asks Saitama to be his master. Saitama agrees before realizing his mistake. The next day, Genos shows up at Saitama's apartment and shares his backstory. He's a 19-year-old who's mostly machine. He used to be a normal kid living a peaceful life until a rogue cyborg destroyed his town and killed his family. He was then taken in by Dr. Kuseno, the scientist that turned him into a cyborg. Ever since then, he's been chasing down that rogue cyborg. Unfortunately, Genos is doing the anime thing, where you take way longer than necessary to explain your backstory, and it's pissing Saitama off. Saitama would hate Demon Slayer. Anyway, we then see where Mosquito Lady came from. Turns out she was a prototype made by the House of Evolution, a hidden organization that is obsessed with, you guessed it, evolution. And the evil scientist in charge wants to study Saitama. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Genos has to shorten his story to 20 words or less, so he does. He needs Saitama's help to get stronger. Saitama agrees to take Genos as his disciple, saying the cyborg will surpass him in no time. That's when Genos senses targets approaching them. Suddenly, a bug-like creature breaks into Saitama's apartment, only to be destroyed in one punch. Ouch. Saitama takes out the two rascals outside too. He's mad at them for destroying his apartment. Real? That's when Saitama gets pulled into the ground, and Genos comes face to face with a cyborg. Genos faces the cyborg while Saitama is up against a lion monster and the mole that dragged him underground. They're all from the House of Evolution. Saitama has to take on the lion monster first, so he just gets out of the ground. Saitama cleans the dirt from his suit, and then the fight begins. Lion Guy launches his best attacks and combos at Saitama, but he just dodges them like they're all in slow motion. Saitama then unleashes his own combo, consecutive normal punches. He absolutely blasts Lion Guy to bits. He didn't even try. The mole then tries to escape, but Saitama takes it down too. Meanwhile, Genos has beaten the cyborg, which was really an armored gorilla. Saitama shows up and the gorilla folds under the pressure. He'll tell them anything. as long as they don't kill him. Looks like the House of Evolution isn't that powerful after all. The next episode starts with the armored gorilla telling Genos and Saitama all about the House of Evolution. It all started with a brilliant scientist named Genos. Though Genos was a genius, his ideas were never supported by anyone in the scientific community. Why? Because he wanted to evolve the human species. So he decided to do it himself. Genos spent his entire life working on it and finally made his breakthrough when he was 70. Damn. First, Genos restored his youth, and then he cloned himself. Unfortunately, we don't know the rest because the story is taking too long and Saitama runs out of patience. So, Genos tells the gorilla to sum it up in 20 words or less. Looks like Cyborg Bro is a fast learner. So, the gorilla tells them that Genos wants to study Saitama's body. Pause. Saitama says they'll head over there right now because there's a store discount sale tomorrow, which he can't afford to miss. Real. Before they leave, Genos asks the gorilla about the cyborg that attacked his town, but the gorilla doesn't know about it. Meanwhile, back at the House of Evolution, Genos and his clones are freaking out. Their entire team was demolished by Genos and Saitama, so Genos says they have no choice. They're gonna release Carnage Kabuto. And judging by the reactions, this guy is a problem. Meanwhile, Saitama and Genos make it to the House of Evolution, which Genos blasts away in one shot. Damn bro, chill out. They find a passage going underground and head inside. Meanwhile, we see Carnage Kabuto, a hulking monstrosity that can obliterate humans with a single touch. After it destroys one of Genos' clones, Genos himself shows up. Genos has a job for Carnage Kabuto. He needs Kabuto to capture Saitama for him. Genos just has to study Saitama, and he's even willing to risk his life for it. This can't be good. Meanwhile, Saitama and Genos are making their way through the corridor when Kabuto comes running at him with Genos in his hand. He blasts Genos into the wall before inviting Saitama into a room nearby for a fight. Saitama agrees and they head there, but before they can start fighting, Genos shows up and starts blasting Kabuto. Unfortunately, his attacks do nothing to the monster. All Genos gets out of it is an ass whooping and a perm. Adding insult to injury, damn. Saitama saves Genos before getting up to fight. He's fired up now. While that's happening, an injured Genos makes his way to the battle room, thinking about all the struggles he's been through and how they'll all be worth it if he can study Saitama. He shows up just in time for the fight to begin. Saitama tells Kabuto not to disappoint, so Kabuto speeds up and shows up behind Saitama for an attack. Just before he swings, Kabuto jumps back. Why? Because every instinct in his body told him he was going to die. He's terrified of Saitama and asks how the hell he got this strong. Genos asks the same question, so Saitama tells Genos to listen up too. Saitama reveals the truth. He got there through training, and with epic music playing in the background, Saitama reveals his training regimen. 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every day for 3 years. Really? Saitama says he did this without an AC in the summer or a heater in the winter, and he started becoming unbelievably strong. Unfortunately, Genos and the other two think this is bullshit. Genos asks Saitama to stop messing around. He needs the truth on how to get strong, not some basic strength training program. But Saitama is adamant that's genuinely all he did, and I believe him. Carnage Kabuto doesn't though, and he's mad as hell. He starts powering up and turns into a monster.